Hey there, Alex from Nami Audio here. Hope you're doing great. For the past few years, Piano Book has celebrated the countdown to Christmas with their Piano Book Advent Calendar, releasing a sample pack every day from December 1st till the big day. And last month, they asked me if I would be interested in making a little library for this wonderful project. And of course, I had to say yes. So today, I'd like to take you a few weeks back and show you how I made my contribution. But before, I'd just like to share a few words with you. Last month, I released my latest library, Midnight Warps, and honestly, I wasn't expecting such a support from all of you. I had so many amazing feedbacks and wonderful words from all of you during the past weeks. So once more, thank you very much. I'm really happy you are enjoying the library and can't wait to share more of my work with you. Okay, now let's go back in time. When I think about Christmas, there are mainly two things that comes into my mind. And the first one is my childhood. I don't know why, but when I think about a Christmas evening, I'm 90% of the time a child. And second is being surrounded by my family and having great times together around a nice meal. This is why I'd like today to sample instruments that resonate with these two thoughts. So I'm going to record 3 instruments, and the first one is this Kalimba my sister-in-law gave me last year for Christmas. Then I have one of the very first presents my girlfriend made me, and it is this Glockenspiel. And I don't know why, but I always associate these two instruments to childhood. The last one I'm going to sample is this little flute that I stole from my nephew. So Bastien, if you're looking this, promis, une fois que je l'ai enregistré, je te le rends à ton fils. Okay, let's not waste any more time and let's start sampling. To do so, I have this SM57 really close to the instrument to get the transient and some of the body. Next, I have this large condenser mic, which is a Low-Ten Audio 357, and I think I'm going to use it to get a little bit more detail on the instruments. And finally, there's a pair of Neumann KM184 just above the frame here to get more width and air. Okay, let's go. Once I had all the recordings that I needed, it was time for me to clean the samples. And to do so, I'm using RX8 from Isotope. The goal here is to push the noise floor as low as possible to get the cleanest samples I can get. In a few words, what I usually do is analyzing a part of the recording where nothing has been played and subtracting this signal to all the recording. Then I import the recordings back into Logic and look for the best samples. Here I'm selecting 3 samples per note, as I wanted to have 3 round robins on the final instrument. In all honesty, cleaning and sorting the samples is far from being my favorite part of the developing process, but it has to be done. My favorite part was actually the next one. Like for Midnight Warps, I wanted this library to have 2 extra layers that could be added on top of the dry instruments: a reverb patch and a pad synth. It's been 1 week since I sampled the instruments, and since then I had time to both get sick and program everything and fine-tune the samples on Kontakt. Now I'm finally ready to record the 2 other layers. So here is the setup that I'm going to use to create the space patches. I have this BAM reverb unit from Auto Machines that is set up on Logic, and I'm going to record once for every sample the effects fully wet. But first let me show you how wonderful this unit is sounding just by itself. What I really like about this unit is its simplicity of use. It only has a few controls, but allow you to get really interesting sounds really quickly with these little knobs. So, for example, let's change the reverb type using this knob, and let's listen to all of them. I think this is the one that I'm going to use for the patches. Yeah, definitely. Really interesting as well. Okay, let's go back to the fourth one. So I'm going to have a long decay time so that you can really tweak the decay time on the interface using the release control. Let's try with the other instruments before recording. Beautiful. Okay, let's record everything. For the pad layer, I could say that I want to keep the secret on how I made it, but the truth is that I just forgot to film myself that day, and the rest of the making as well. But honestly, what I had left to do, which was scripting and programming, is not very entertaining. What could be, however, is to give a listen at the end result. So let's have a look at the library. So the library Childhood Memories is divided into 3 instruments: the Kalimba, the Glockenspiel and the Flute. Let's have a listen at the Kalimba first. As you can see, the interface is exactly the same as Midnight Warps. So you have on the first half the 3 layers, which are the instrument's raw recordings, the reverb, and the pad synth. And what's great is that by clicking on any layer label, you can access all its control. And as you can see, you have individual envelope, tuning or panning controls, which allows you to get really interesting results. And on the bottom half, you have the effects with filter, drive, compression, delay, and reverb. So first, let's mute the last 2 layers and listen only at the Kalimba. As you can hear, the instrument has quite a generous key range, but if you'd like to restrict it from its natural range, you can go on the settings page and set the key range control to natural. Now let's go back to extended and listen to the reverb as well. And now let's listen only at the pad layer. Like for Midnight Warps, by having all three layers playing together with the built-in effects, you can have some really interesting results. Let me show you a quick example. Okay, let's move on the Glockenspiel now. Now with the reverb. And now let's listen only at the pad layer. And like before, here's a little patch with all the layers. And finally, let's have a listen at the last instrument, which is the flute. So here we were listening to both the dry and the space layer together. For this pad, I decided to do things a bit differently. Since the Kalimba and the Glockenspiel are short and percussive instruments, I wanted their pad to be long and sustained, so you can just hold the chord and let the sound evolve over time. But here, the instrument is already sustained, so I decided to do the opposite. While recording the flute, I also took some time to sample short notes that I could use and mangle for creating the pad layer. This results in a sustained pad, but with some notes coming here and there. And again, let's listen to all three layers together. Alright, that's it for this little library Childhood Memories. It is now available both on Pianobook and on my website. I hope you'll like it, and I wish you an amazing holiday season. See you very soon.